Sergeant Dakota Meyer served in Iraq and Afghanistan, but what happened to the Kentuckian on September 8, 2009 would change his life in ways he never could have imagined. The 21-year-old disobeyed orders and spent hours trying to help his fellow service members ambushed by Taliban fighters. When it was over, 13 American and Afghan soldiers were dead. 36 survived. Meyer's written a new book called Into the Fire. He met with me at his farm in Greensburg to share his side of the story about the worst day of his life. Growing up on a Kentucky farm, Dakota Meyer became an avid hunter. He'd put those skills to use, becoming an elite sniper in the United States Marine Corps. He enlisted in 2006 after graduating from Greene County High School.
I mean, it was a dare. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to make a difference. And that, I guess the opportunity of the Marine Corps was standing in front of me, and that's what I did. I took advantage of it.
3 years later, in a rural province of Afghanistan, Sergeant Meyer's skills would be tested again when he and Staff Sergeant Juan Rodriguez Chavez realized their fellow service members needed help.
And when they entered the village, they were immediately under attack, and we sat there for a little bit, and we tried to figure out what was going on. And finally, me and Staff Sergeant Rodriguez Chavez decided that we should go in there and help them, and we did. And after 6 hours of evacuating out wounded Afghans and searching for the missing guys, we located them, and they'd all been killed.
The dead included 3 Marines and a U.S. Navy corpsman. 4 Americans Dakota Meyer will never forget.
I wear the bracelets of them, and I have Lieutenant Johnson and Gunny Kennefick on my right hand, and I have Gunny Johnson and Doc Layton on my left hand. If I ever have a reason I don't feel like to push it on today, I just look down. I've got 4 reasons on my wrist that they never got a chance to push on.
Sergeant Meyer's actions would earn him the U.S. government's highest military decoration, the Medal of Honor. But to him, it represents something else.
When they told me I'd be receiving the medal, it's like, that's the furthest thing I want is a medal for the worst day of my life. And then I have a the blue medal around my neck, the Medal of Honor, and it's like a symbol of here's Dakota's failure in the eyes of the nation.
In September of last year, President Obama awarded Dakota Meyer the Medal of Honor, making him the first living Marine in 38 years to receive it. While they don't share the same politics, the Republican did share a beer with the Commander-in-Chief.
I was talking to a speechwriter. They were getting the details for the speech down, and the speechwriter says, "Is there anything else?" I said, "Yeah, why don't you tell the President I'll be in town all week. If he wants to grab a beer, let me know," kind of being a smart aleck. I got a call from the White House on the day before I received the medal, and we went out in the Rose Garden and drank a beer. I think it made me realize that, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, whether you support him or not, he's still a successful man. Nobody can argue that. And, he became President of the United States.
Meyer shares his story in the new book, Into the Fire, a first-hand account of the most extraordinary battle in the Afghan war. It's a chance for him to set the record straight.
You got one person saying this, one person saying that, and then after the medal, you got McClatchy newspapers wanting to come out and write a negative article. I want people to read it and get to know the guys, and they get to know who they are, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get it out there, and that way that those guys could live on forever through the book. I should have been dead on September 8, 2009, so I look at it as my life should have ended there, and every day that I have on from there is just a bonus day, so what do I have to worry about? Nothing will ever affect me more or change my life more than that day has now. Dakota Meyer retired from the Marine Corps in 2010, saying it was time to close that chapter of his life. Tomorrow, he talks about his life here in Kentucky, Coach John Calipari, and Dakota Meyer's mission to help other veterans.
Jennifer, he says he was a reluctant recipient of the medal, so what has he done with it?
He says actually it's in his house somewhere, but he doesn't have it displayed on a mantle, and he rarely brings it out. He's very humble and says he doesn't want to be called a hero.
All right, well, good to hear from him. Thank you.